button. Also, you can go to the next command in backward direction. Okay. Now again, look what happened with the responses when I use the ping command the second time. You see now the responses are very much time delayed, and also here on the right, okay, it's in German, but here the two words are meaning the host is not reachable. Okay, host not reachable. What it means that, or what could it means? If everything else is well adjusted, so then boys, check your Wi-Fi on your host computer. Normally, when the Wi-Fi is still active and your computer is detecting somewhere in your closer area around you, if your computer is detecting there a hotspot, independent a connection could be established or not. Yeah, it's enough to detect somewhere a hotspot. So then I promise you, the LAN cable connection will be ignored by your communication processor. That's a disadvantage. We have it available since Windows 7 and Windows 10. Okay? That's a new validation here within your laptop, within the Windows operating system. Okay? So therefore, please, before you start to prepare a LAN connection, go to the network configuration. Normally in your lower taskbar, you have there a symbol for Wi-Fi connection. When you click to it, so a gray bar will open above this icon, and then you see here at the end of this gray bar, you see here 4 quadrangular fields, and normally the Wi-Fi connection is highlighted blue. Click to this highlighted blue Wi-Fi connection, then it will be gray, and later on you see the Wi-Fi is switched off. Wait a few seconds more, and then try to get the LAN connection again within your virtual machine, and I promise you it will match. Okay, this I can show you now here a second time. I recall the command from before. Can you see that here? The same command. I hit again the input button. In the meanwhile, I reconnect the LAN cable. Yeah, that's only a trick to show you what happened if something went wrong. Yeah. So then the report signals occur every half second, and that means the connection will work. Okay. So far so good. On that step, boys.
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice. Now I prefer always to keep active this window, the DOS box or Windows box. Yeah, I only minimize it. Why? This need no performance. Yeah, it's not big. It's only a text file like that. Yeah, and what's the advantage? If I keep it open and later on, or I keep it active, sorry. So then later on, if I need the commands once more, I have not to print all the values a second time. Only I can hit the upright or the downward arrow button, yeah, on my keyboard, and all the commands occur again. If I close it with the red highlighted X symbol here in the right upper corner, and I open the box a second time, all the commands are deleted. Yeah? The system has forgotten to save it. Okay, could not remember. So then I mean every command must be written a second or a third time. Good. Therefore I minimize it only. So now here on my desktop of the virtual machine, here in the left upper area, you see here a special symbol. We call it the green eye, and underneath the designation Ultra VNC Viewer. Okay. And this is now the tool to get a connection to Silos control or HM operate independent. Yeah. And when you click to that symbol, a configuration window occur. Here now, when you look to the designation here on the top, Ultra VNC Viewer, and to the assignment of the buttons and whatever else. So you see here, this is the latest version. So it looks like after you received the last update of virtual machine MySet Siemens 5.4. Okay, if it looks like a little bit different, don't worry about that, it will work, but then you have still the older version available. Okay, and also now when I confirm the IP address here highlighted blue, and when you check the values, so you see here also the host IP at the end. The unit I like to be connected to is 241. It means this is the IPC. Okay, so far so good.
Yep.
Okay, now have a look when I click to connect. If you have the brand new version, so a request window will occur. The server has been set up without authentication. Do you trust this server? And this you have to confirm with yes. This request happen if you have the brand new virtual machine version installed. Okay, confirm it with yes, that's okay. And now immediately after, you see here now the screen of our silos control. Okay? So far so good, boys, on that step?
Yep.
Was the explanation good enough for you? Clear enough?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for your response. Now, this is like the screen saver, like our status screen. It looks like a little bit like science fiction, the round symbols and the arrangement of information and so on. You have to look a little bit. Here in the left, you see normally the spindle information. Here on the right, you see the arrangement of axes, X, Y, Z in the center, and with the circle around the swivel and the circular axis. Also here on the top, the spindle around the Z-axis orange. So that means this is specifying the Z-axis is normally operating mode as the machine is designed for. This is the main operating plan, vertical, okay? And also here you see the green LEDs here. The small bars are telling you the power consumption. For example, when we move with the axis a little bit, so yeah, sorry, it's not possible. I have to close the door. I have to lock it. So now in the same screen now, you see, I can move now the axis, slowly, and also let's say with rapid speed. And you see now the position bar is changing to the top now, the white on the right side. And also when I move down, so you see the white bar is also moving down, okay? Now that's also, let's say, like an indication, a row indication of the position. And also when I move up with slowly or with rapid speed, so you see also the number of green bars are much more indicated why the power consumption is much higher if the axis move in vertical up position, okay? Things like that, okay? This you can see here on the status screen, also the position of feed rate and rapid speed override. Also here you see when I turn on the potentiometer, so the value here is changing. That's the blue circle, bigger or smaller. In the center you see a percentage value indicated, as well the spindle. Here we have not a potentiometer, here we have buttons. You can see I can move it down to 50 minimum, and I can go up to 120%. More is not possible. Around 100%. and so on. It's in 5% steps, and so on. Okay, every time you press the button, it's a step of 5% plus or minus. Okay, the indication underneath here for the runtime of workpiece, start, end time, or how many parts you did in the meanwhile from the beginning until now and so on. Yeah, it's mainly for the operator, for the customer important. Yeah, and in the center between the two circles we see the indication of the machine status. Is something necessary to do to fill up oil or lubrication sequence, or it's missing the pressure or something wrong with the coolant system and so on. Okay, a lot of such standard informations are here indicated depending also to the type and to the size of the machine. Okay, good. Now when we click once to that surface, we get a totally different indication. Now this is the standard indication of every sinomeric control. You can read here on the top the designation silos. So you know this is the silo software is installed too. Remember, therefore we need the Windows PC assembled on the column of the control cabinet when we open the left and the right door. And also here now in the soft gray area of the content, this is the so-called sinomeric content. The values, the axis positions, which tool is inserted, how fast is turning the spindle and so on. This is coming from the NC software. You know, from the unit in the right upper corner of the control cabinet assembled, the bigger one. Okay? The indication to show us the value. So we can read here, for example, X1 450.0 millimeter, the position. The indication of this value is prepared by the HMI Operate software. And the HMI Operate software is running on the IPC unit, on the unit assembled on the column in the middle of the control cabinet. Okay? In the level of the door. Okay? Can we say so far so good?
So far so good.
Okay, thank you for your response. Here now on the left side in the darker gray area, this is the so-called silos side screen. On the top, you have here a few colored icons, and also a lot of holes are empty, dark. So that means this function is not used on that machine. The other icons here are telling you the information of some conditions on the machine happen actually. Which condition, which functions are included. It's also indicated by the colored or gray icons. And depending to the color, red, yellow, gray, green, blue, whatever, this is telling you is the function active or not, available or not, to be selected or activated and so on. Okay? So far so good. And these icons here in the left upper corner, they will be always indicated. Why is this important? Therefore, when we look now to the area underneath, so then we can see here a different kind of information. With the following headline, we see quick star bar. What it means that these are the indication of specially apps, and every app has a specially function referred. Okay, for example, here now on the beginning, the green highlighted CNC means this is showing us here the sinomeric screen. Okay, on 60% of the monitor size. That's the sinomeric screen. Okay, the other ones, service or scheduler or whatever, the blue ones and the yellow one, it's for another content referred. What's the advantage? Which app, will be indicated in the quick start bar. It is depending to the configuration of the operator. He can do it by himself. Okay, he can change this configuration. So that means the functions he need mainly he can put in here, and so he has not to go always here to the left upper corner. You see the 9 white quadrangular buttons there or fields, and when we click to this, so this means this is the app selector. And the app selector is showing you this content. Here you see now a lot more apps, okay? And when you look here to the right side of the indication of the message indication window, so you see here the same configuration of apps as we saw before in the side screen of Silos. Here now, for example, the technical, I just like to have it available. So standard. So now when you click here to the app in the configuration bar on the top, you can move it down, take off the finger from the mouse, and now you can use another app and move it to that position, or to another position. It's depending to you, to the operator, what he like to have available here, okay? And when we go now back to CNC, in the same time now here in the quick start bar, you see the change happen, okay? And now you can access this function directly. You have not always to open first the app selector and then look for the right app and then choose it. It's not necessary. You can do it directly from here, from your side screen. Also now here underneath you have a document history for infrared measuring probe, the machine document, I mean the machine manual, like that. Okay, as you saw before, you can open it. No, sorry, I have to move here a little bit to the left. So you see here the content list. You can page frontward, or you can choose here directly chapter, and jump to the chapter, whatever. Okay. So also here you have everything available in case of maintenance or standard documentation information. You like to have. Underneath here, and also this is a possibility. You can here scroll up and down with your finger or with your wheel on your mouse. Like me, I do it remote controlled. So, and then we can go back to the indication before. We can scroll up and down. It's not always directly working, okay? So now we are back, okay? And when we like to see, or we have to like, we like to see another information here next on the left side of side screen. So you can also load a graph of drive load. Here NC PLC variables could be indicated also with the CLOS version 6 directly here on the side screen. You have not to change to a specially input-output table, and so on. And also then MPC MPC means machine protection control. That's depending to a specially sensor, this monitoring system. We have like percussion, a vibration sensor installed in the main spindle, and this sensor is measuring the percussions, the intensity of the percussions, and so this is a reference value also to know is the tool, the actually tool in the spindle working well, or maybe one of the or two of the cutter edges are broken, or the abrasion of the tool cutter edges are too high, so you have more and more vibrations or higher intensity of vibration like that. And this could be indicated by this graph. Also, you can see it like a mathematic value here on the first bar, second bar with the graph, or you can see it here by a special spindle meter, whatever else, okay? A lot of such functions here, several diagnostic possibilities. We have here able to indicate also which one you see really. It's able to adjust in the background of the Silo software. I can show you then later if you like to know that. So it's up to the customer also to do this selection, and the free space in this column he can use for another information, for example. Okay, so far so good. To tell you what's the purpose of the side screen. And also here now, the last information I like to tell you in detail is the smart key info. What it means, smart key. Have you heard it before? Have you seen it?
Yes.
The other guys as well? Or should I show you short? One moment, I have to change my camera. Can you see now in parallel the front side camera, boys? Can you see now the front side? Not? Okay. So, give me a second. Who is it? Here. Yeah. So now. I will share it with you. Can you see now the camera? Basically me. I'm not so pretty, so therefore I will turn it a little bit to the left. Have a look now here, boys. So it looks like this is I'm maybe in a is it better now on that way? Can you see it?
Yes.
And this is the edition. So it looks like, let's say, like a smart key for a Silos control. Also here on the front face, you can detect it's a USB stick included. You too, yeah? Sorry, colleagues of mine left the factory, and I have to say ciao, sorry. Okay, so now that means this is a smart key, okay? And now when you look with me together in parallel to the monitor, I will share it again with you. Tell me short, boys, can you see now the control monitor? Thank you. The other guys too, I hope.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you for your response. So now here, the smart key info, it's now the indication here on the side screen to know exactly which kind of smart key is inserted. What it means that here in the left bar, sorry, give me a second, I will explain it later on. I have to change short the language. I did not check it, sorry. Now back to the machine screen. What's going on here? Yeah. Good. Now we are back on the normally machine screen. So now you see here also the designation above the left colored bars. You see here the headline available. And that means you have here 3 green bars indicated. So that means you have the machine operating mode 1, 2, 3 available. Therefore, the bar number 4 is gray, means the machine operating mode 4 is not available. Okay? And what it means that machine operating mode means machine operating mode 1, the working area door or doors are closed and locked. And so now you have 100% function available. Everything within the working area is possible. You can start a tool change, you can start the pallet change, you can turn the spindle with maximum speed, you can move the axis manually or full automatic with rapid speed, with the feed rate, whatever else you like to do. Yeah, everything is possible. That means operating mode 1. Okay? So far so good? Okay, thank you for the response. And so that means 2 in parallel. In operating mode 1, therefore the doors are closed and locked. The operator is 100% safe. The operator is protected. Therefore, everything is able to use. Everything is released. Good. Now the operating mode 2 means moving the axis manually with open working area door or doors. So now that means that's a special condition. In that range, 2-hand operation is necessary. With the left hand, you have to press the confirm button on the left side of the keyboard. And in the same time, with the right hand, you have to press the direction button for an axis movement. And therefore, the door is open and unlocked. We have here now a different speed limitation valid. So that means here it's only 2 meter in maximum jog, depending to the time of production of a machine. Also, you can have 4 meters, but that's old. And no rapid speed, no program run, no automatic function is able to start. No tool change, no pallet change, whatever else, no spindle speed, nothing like that. Okay? The only exception here is if you enter a edge finder tool into the spindle. You know edge finder tool? What it means that? Do you know that tool? Ciao. Do you know that tool, boys?
No.
Okay. The edge finder, let's say this is an exception when you like to use it, so you have really, or you must have a directly connection, or you have to look directly to the edge, to the tool itself. Why? Maybe by a gray, by a darker window on the working area door, let's say like a milky glass. You cannot really recognize is the position correct or not. So that means this is able to be used by open door. And also here we got a few years ago the release to increase the allowed speed to 800 turns per minute. Why? Only by this speed or close to that value, the edge finder works pretty good. Why? Yeah, also here you can have different manufacturer of this tool, and mainly let's say they are working well only let's say between 700 and 800 turns. Okay, so this is the reason why we got the release from the safety department of government of Germany to increase the speed from 500, that was the old limit, now to 800 turns. Okay, that's the only exception here for operating mode 2. Operating mode 3 means automatic program run, but independent, it's active. Also, let's say when you press the button full sequence, also in that operating mode, a program will be only worked off block per block. Every sentence, every block, you have to start separate. Okay? Continuing, you have to keep press the confirm button in that range of automatic program run, yeah. And the exception here is, or let's say, no, sorry, the limitation is we have no automatic sequence available. No tool change, no swivel milling head cycle, no pallet change is possible by open door. And also for the program run, we have here a limitation on the maximum speed is 5 meter feed rate and 5,000 turns per minute. Not more is possible, not more is allowed to use. Okay? And continuing again, you have to keep press the confirm button on the left side of the keyboard, and every program block must be started separate with or by pressing the NC start button. Okay? So far so good? And the operating mode number 4, I don't know, is it allowed in your country in the US or not? We have several conditions. I know a lot of countries, it's not allowed to use the operating mode 4 by the local governments. Okay, it's up to them. And now here in the next column, you see now selected. What it means that in standard case, after switching on the machine, the operating mode 1 is pre-selected. On the right side, on the small side, on the high of the keyboard, next to the entrance hole for the smart key, we have 4 buttons assembled there, hard keys. Okay, and now also here by selected the button number 1, it's lighten. When I press now the operating mode 2, so you see here by selected, 2 bars are green indicated, and so now that means the operating mode 2 is selected. Also here now the right button on the right side of the keyboard is lighten. When I prepare the condition of operating